Hey guys, how's it going? Um, Hopefully you can hear me well enough now. Um, yeah, I can see a couple of you in the chat. Hopefully we're not too laggy. Just seeing a little bit of comments saying a little bit of lag. How is the lag now, folks? How is it? Okay, let's see what we can do. So is it massively laggy? I mean, I tell you what, let's see how bad we are. So what we'll do. As soon as you hear this, me say this, you type it into chat window. Ready? Set. Fishbowl. Let's see how we are. There we go. About 30 seconds delay we have. Bit longer than usual, but not to worry. Not to worry. Okay, guys, so same as last week. A little live stream going on here. I am just going to quickly build up some of this level. Nothing too spectacular, I don't think, but I'm happy to answer any questions. If you want to know something or you just want to have a general chat with me, just ask anything away, just go for it. So those of you who don't know, this tutorial project here is for the Super Mario tutorial that I do. The last episode I put out was on Monday just gone. And in that one I said I'd do a quick live stream while I build up a little bit more of this level. There's no point wasting time in the tutorials doing that, so I may as well just do it in a live stream. Gives me the opportunity to chat to you guys. Excuse me. Error code. Hi Jimmy, have you got any tips for Unity beginners? Yes, I do. Don't aim too high first off. You aim high, you're gonna fail. Start small, build yourself up. So try making a game like, I don't know, Pac-Man or Pong or something Unity first, and then build your way up. Maybe make a side-scrolling game, and then build it up further from there. As I said, there's no point trying to aim massively high. Don't try making an Elder Scrolls or Fallout or something like that straight away. Get used to it first. How long is the stream? How long's a piece of string? Not sure. Not sure at all. Just depends how long I do this for. Do I prefer C# or JavaScript? Either. It's not a big deal. I don't mind using either script. They both work the same way for me, so it's not a big deal. FPS, good start. Yeah, I mean, if you could follow the series I've got on FPS, it gradually brings you up into a harder and harder level as we go through the series. So it's probably a good idea to start with, at least with a basic one. Why don't you use Unreal 4? I do use Unreal 4. I just don't do tutorials on it anymore. Reason being is because I think there's already enough out there, to be honest. So I don't think there's much point in me doing Unreal 4. It is good to learn though. If you have a look on YouTube, you can probably find some good Unreal 4 tutorials to do. Why did I decide to learn Unity? I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I started using about 5 years ago. I think started using Unity, maybe a little bit less than 5 years ago, when it was kind of not newish, but you know. And I just felt attached to it straight away. I just felt it was the right thing for me, so I've been using it for years now, and yeah, I feel it's perfect for me. So I may as well teach it to others. When am I teaching AI concepts? Oh, hey, Kilograph, how you doing? AI is, well, for a couple of guys on Patreon, I've already given them a little taste of AI last month. I will be doing some AI in the FPS series, as well as a couple of other series. I like to get to a certain point in the series before I start teaching AI because it can get quite complicated. Is Unity or Blender better? For what exactly? I know Blender can be used as a game engine, but as a game engine, Unity is better. Unity isn't a 3D modeling program, Blender is, so I suppose they're both good in their own way. Let's get building some of these blocks. What is my main profession? I'll tell you what, if anyone can actually guess what I do for a job, then they can have a free project file. So speculate away. Am I still making Deep Within game? Yes and no. It still exists. It's still around. It's just on hold at the moment. Don't know whether you saw it at the beginning of this video, the little kind of waiting screen. That waiting screen was an unfinished kind of extract from another project I'm working on. So that's ahead of Deep Within at the moment. UE4 is better for AAA games. Yes and no. It depends what the user is like. You can't have a rubbish user trying to use Unreal. You'd still end up with rubbish. But for something like a first-person shooter, something if you want to make something like Call of Duty, then yeah, you're probably right. Unreal would be better in that case. Hardware engineer. No, you're way off the mark on that one. Pro developer, no. Programmer, no. Engineer, no. Unity is better for mobile game development. Yes, I would agree with you 100% on that one. When it comes to developing for mobile, yes, Unity is better than Unreal. So how are you guys doing anyway? What kind of plans have you got going for this weekend? Give us a hint. Okay. Hint, I work in an office. Waiter. Nope. How do you make a random terrain generate? There is assets on the asset store to let you do that. I'm not entirely sure if they're free, but if you head over there, you might be able to find something worthwhile. System admin. Nope. Architect. Lawyer. Lawyer. I wish it was a lawyer. No, afraid not. So what's the big gaming news this week then? What's happening? Accountant. You're close. You're close with that one. You're close, I must say. How to make a ladder work in Unity. A ladder, not too complicated, but I'll tell you what, we'll probably end up doing that in the first person shooter tutorial that we got. So keep an eye on that one. We'll work on a ladder at that at some point. Is there a way to make a form-fitting collider? You mean like a collider which forms around an object? If so, you just use a mesh collider for that one. Boss at Ubisoft. If I was the boss at Ubisoft, I wouldn't let things like Assassin's Creed Unity come out. Payroll clerk, auditor. See, you're along the right lines, but I think I'm going to have to tell you, really, aren't I, what I actually do. So we'll give it another couple of minutes, see if anyone can guess it. When is your new FPS video coming? I'm not sure. This month. Possibly either next week or the week after. Just keep an eye on that one. Valhalla, morning. So I take it by morning you are somewhere on the west coast of America, maybe? I think Pacific time is what, 10:15 there? Accounting assistant. You are getting close. Finance manager. No, not quite a manager. Tax accountant. No. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys. Nobody wins that one. Nobody wins. My actual job is a finance insight analyst. It's evening, night in Finland. Yep, that's about right, because Finland is about... Are you guys 2 hours ahead of me here in the UK? So that would make it about 8:15 there, possibly. Is it possible to make a UI or story mode in Unity? Yes. It's probably easier than what we're doing here, to be honest. Am I enjoying it? Does anyone ever enjoy their job? To be fair, I mean, I've been at that place for a good 7 years now, and the funny thing is I've actually recently applied for a new job, and that new job is working with Unity. So my full-time job may end up being a job in Unity, but we'll soon see. $11:16 in the morning, so that would make you on is it mountain time? Is that it? Who taught me Unity? I taught myself. I applied all of the knowledge I have from programming from when I was in college and just kind of worked on it myself. And am I in North or South England? I am in technically neither. I'm actually in the middle, although I actually come from the north originally. How old am I? I'm 31. What's my favorite game? The thing is, I played a lot of games in my time. If I had to really choose one, though, I would say Shenmue, which is really old, and a lot of people probably haven't heard of it. Well, they may have heard of it because of the Kickstarter that was Shenmue 3, but Shenmue is my all-time favourite game, I would say. Leadworks engine. I have never heard of that today, to be honest. How can you do a grappling hook? Get a bit of physics in there, and it's fairly simple, to be honest. We may look at it at some point, to be honest, in the beginner series. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so yeah, this isn't looking somewhat decent for now. So I'm just going to keep building this up for a little bit and get it looking right for the next Super Mario tutorial. So if anyone's following this series, feel free to do exactly what I'm doing now. Which is easier to learn, JavaScript or C#? I'd say JavaScript, but because JavaScript and C# are very similar, they're probably both easy to learn. It's just C# can get a little bit complicated at times. Not all the time, just sometimes it can, depending on what you're trying to do, especially if you're used to writing JavaScript. How old were you when you started programming? Okay, right. Bit of history here. I released my first game for a bit of a laugh. It was a joke. It was about my geography teacher when I was in school, and that was back in the year 2000. It was called The Legend of Marsden. It was a bit of a piss take of my geography teacher and my school. I then made a second one of that, Legend of Marsden 2, which I also ripped off the Zelda title for a bit of mock-up and called it Mustache of Time. After that, I started using RPG Maker, and I made a game which I called Beyond Eternity. And then a couple of years later, I found Unity, started doing that, and yeah, I'm here now. Love using the thing. So how old would I be in 2000? I'd be 50, so I'd say 15 when I managed to do my first game, but that's the point I started learning to program. What kind of combat system will this game have? Which game? Kupak. How much time you spend till you master Unity? Now, this is a question I've been asked a couple of times. To master Unity, to be an expert in Unity, I'm not entirely sure if it is possible, simply because Unity is so vast. There's a lot of things to learn within Unity. I guess the only experts and masters at it are the actual developers of the engine themselves. There's people probably close to it that know quite a lot. With my skill, would I be able to complete a good replica of a well-known game? Good question. Given the time and resources, probably yes. I could maybe do something along the lines of BioShock. I think I could probably do something like that, but it would take me quite a while. JavaScript is killing me right now. You mean literally killing you or hypothetically killing you? Because if it's literally killing you, then dude, don't die. Seriously, Vertigo, face reveal? I don't understand what the big deal is. Every live stream I've done, someone has always asked to see my face. I don't know why you want to see my ugly mug. But if you go to the Patreon page, yeah, scroll down a little bit and you can see a picture of my ugly mug on there. It's nothing too spectacular, trust me. Wouldn't it be better to learn C# because they're slowly trying to remove JavaScript? I guess, yeah, you're probably right, but then you've got to remember that if you can do JavaScript, you'll be able to do C# pretty easily because they are very similar. I think the way I've done that is because I first started with JavaScript and then moved on to C#, and I found it so much easier for myself to do JavaScript and then C#. So I guess that's just the way I've taught it. not sure I like how that is. Let's get rid of them. May pull them down a bit. Can you tell us an inspiring story about myself? Not quite sure what you're expecting there. I'm not that inspiring. Not a lot actually happens to me. I'm just a pretty regular guy. There's nothing special. Don't know what to say, to be honest. Let me have a think, and I'll try and get back to you. What types of games do I prefer? Like racing games? I think, see, it's changed over the years because when I was younger, I used to like a lot of JRPGs. A lot of JRPGs. But as I've grown up, I've come to admire Western RPGs a little more, but I still love my JRPGs. But then I like a lot of story-focused games. Like, for example, The Last of Us. I absolutely adore The Last of Us. Not a big fan of Uncharted, but I love The Last of Us. I like some open world games, but there has to be a reason and point to them being open world, otherwise it just kind of pisses me off a little bit. Like, what's the point in having a big open world if there's nothing there to fill it? Can I make a tutorial in the FPS series with grenades? Do you mean grenades? Is that what you're telling me? Grenades? Can you make a health system for player? Oh, yeah. Arkland. Yeah, don't worry about that. Have a look at the RPG series that we got. We're doing some health on that now. We'll be dealing with that as we go further on. Have I played the Half-Life games? Okay, I'm going to get controversial here. I don't particularly like the Half-Life games. Played some of them a little bit. I've never completed one, but I just don't feel they're right for me. Okay, so I'm going to undo all that. That kind of didn't work as I intended. Let's put his jump power back to 12. Let's save that. Do I like the Portal games? Nope. Sorry. Don't like them. Solux. Grenades then. Yes, don't you worry, my good friend. We will be doing grenades fairly soon. Would you be able to make a more realistic type of shooting? So instead of raycasting, Kilocraft, you absolutely need raycasting no matter what. But to get the bullet, all you would do is instantiate the bullet at the moment of firing. So what you would have the raycast kind of shoot along to wherever it's trying to get to. And then the instant it fires, what you would do is you would have your bullet model traveling at velocity in the direction of the raycast. So you would instantiate it from the point of the gun and make it go towards the wall. But don't worry about that, because that will be covered soon enough in the FPS series. I should make a few Unreal Engine 4 videos. The Silent Monk. I actually do have 3 on my channel already, which I did a while ago, but I never continued on past the 3rd episode. I just felt there was no point me doing it, if you know what I meant, because Unity is my biggest focus, and in all fairness, I prefer Unity. So there's enough Unreal 4 tutorials out there, to be honest. I just realised I have Blender open down here. I was fiddling around in that before. May as well close that down. Let's have a bit of a gap there, I think. So out of interest, is anybody following this particular series on my channel? The Super Mario game? If you are, just pipe up in the chat and let me know. Solux, can you later make a racing game series? Yes, I can. In fact, I actually have the first episode coming next week. Last live stream, it was requested by a couple of users, and so I went ahead and started doing it. So keep an eye out for that one. Stanley Parable. Never played, never even heard of it, to be honest. I've never heard of it, sorry. Hey. I should check it out. But when did it come out then? Is it something recent or is it something that's fairly old? At times I feel like I'm quite out of touch with modern gaming, you know. I just feel like it's all passing me by and I can't remember anything about it. Let's have a look at this lighting. I'm not quite sure I like it. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So, has anyone got any questions they want to ask? Any burning questions? I'll stop this for just a minute and let's have a quick look at the chat. Do you have any suggestions for people starting making games in Unity and lacking with assets like I do? Plenty of ideas, but creating things without Blender will consider. Okay. Crazy Chef Koch? However you pronounce it. I'll just call you Crazy C for now. Crazy C. Yes. Best advice I can give to someone like that is start with, for example, just creating blocks and then creating the textures, materials, playing with stuff like that. Try and make your own kind of object in Unity itself, but nothing too massive or incredibly detailed. Eventually, once you pick up Unity, try Blender. Just give Blender a little go. I've just started a series on how to use it, so you could perhaps try that. Failing that, if you head to the asset store in Unity, you can download assets there. Some of them for free, some of them you have to pay for, but it certainly helps you if you take a few assets from the asset store and work like that and try and build yourself up from there and see where you can go. But yeah, it's not too difficult to learn something like Blender, to be honest. Even Maya or 3D Studio Max, although if you didn't want to spend anything, then I probably would recommend Blender in totality because it's free. Do I have a wife? Yes. Her name is Bernard. Oh, okay, it's looking fairly decent now. I think I can build a couple of things from that. Incidentally, my wife's name isn't actually Bernard. That was just me being a bit ridiculous. Kilocraft. Here's a question for you. So when it glitches, have a look on the video and see if it's 720p. If it is, that's the old recording software I used to use on the old machine I used to use. Everything now is done on this nice new machine. You can probably tell by the quality of the way you can hear me now that it's a new machine. And I use OBS now. In fact, I'm actually streaming to you guys through OBS. Hijack Fox 88, how's it going? The Creeper Clan, how did I learn to use Unity? All self-taught. Over the past 4 or 5 years, I've self-taught myself pretty much everything that I know. And every single day I learn something new. You know, I think it's a never-ending learning process, something like Unity, because there's always something that you can learn and play around with, and yeah, it's just a never-ending process, I guess. Jimmy, I want to see you. You want to see me in what way? You want to come and shake my hand? Give me a cuddle? So is Unity / YouTube your full-time job? Nope. I wish it was, but it isn't. Unfortunately, I don't actually make a lot from what I do on YouTube. I'm sure you probably know that the only way to make money through YouTube is via ads, and let's be frank, they don't pay a lot at all. Not for someone like me. If you're someone like PewDiePie, yep, it pays a fortune, but for someone like me, it doesn't pay a lot. So I have to have another full-time job, which funnily enough we discussed earlier, and I actually work in finance. I'm an insight analyst. That's what I do. Which graphics card do I have in my PC? It is a GeForce GTX 10 something, and I forget. I'll be honest. I've not been thinking straight today. Either way, it's an NVIDIA one. I like the way Vertigo corrected him there, graphics. Solix, you don't have to say sorry. Don't apologise. It's not your fault that English isn't necessarily your first language. Don't worry about it, man. Charlie needs Dr. Pepper. That's. Do you know what? That's a good idea, Charlie. I do love Dr. Pepper. Do you know what? I actually love a big ass Dr. Pepper when I go to Subway. Well, specifically when I'm in Vegas or something. I go Subway, order a footlong and a big ass Dr. Pepper. It's good stuff. Have I ever made a game that was too powerful? I had running problems. Yes. Originally, when Deep Within started development, I did it on my old machine and it wouldn't run properly because I was trying to do too much too quickly and it wasn't working out. Why don't I try and get sponsors for my videos? That's one thing I want to avoid. Anything like that, I'm not really looking for sponsors, and I'm not looking to join other networks or anything like that. I mainly do this for the fun of it and to be a teacher, basically. I just want to educate people. It's not as though I'm trying to make millions from doing this. I enjoy what I do. I only make a little bit of money from it, but meh, it's all good. Mac or PC? I'm going to be controversial again in this stream. I'm not a fan of Apple. I don't own any Apple products. Cannot stand the company. So PC all the way, I guess. Maheen, if you scroll up the chat a little bit, somebody said, who was it? Who said it? It was Vertigo. Vertigo said if you head to the Patreon page, you can have a quick little look at my ugly mug. Nothing too spectacular, don't get your hopes up, but you can have a look there. Should we have a look at the chat for a minute? What we got? Let's have a look. Do I know how to develop for PlayStation? Do you have their kit? No, I'm afraid not. I don't have a dev kit. Funnily enough, I was actually looking at a PS3 reference tool on eBay the other day. I didn't get it though. To be honest, I'm not sure how to develop for PlayStation, but I would imagine it's pretty easy, to be honest. A lot of other people seem to do it, so I can't imagine it being too difficult. So you seem to make a lot of games, but do you play games, and if so, what games, and on PC or console? Creeper. Again, more controversy. I am a console gamer, not really a PC gamer. I played a few things on PC of, Fallout 2, even Age of Empires, long time ago. But I prefer console. My favorite type of games, I like old Zelda games. I like Shenmue. I like Final Fantasy games, Bioshock games, Tales games. Not really a fan of Mario, even though this is actually a Mario tutorial. Not modern Mario, I should say. I'm not a fan of modern Mario. I like pretty much anything, to be honest, as long as it's fun. Frostbite engine, never used it. Can't really comment on that. Never used it. Can I make a tutorial like StarCraft? I've never played StarCraft, so probably not, to be honest. It's going to be a bit difficult for me. Maheen. Okay, and one more thing. Special thank you. You are doing great work. It helped me a lot. Thank you from the core of my heart. You are absolutely welcome, Maheen. You know, I do this to help you guys out, to help you guys get a head start in game development. And it's always good to see that I'm actually helping people out. So, yeah, you're most welcome. Okay, so I think that'll pretty much do it for now. So that'll set me up ready for the next tutorial. So I'll spend a couple of minutes now having a quick fiddle around with this and talk to you guys. Have I ever tried using other development software? Yes, I have, Creeper. I use Unreal a little. I like to dabble around in it. I've had a go CryEngine, and I don't actually like CryEngine. Which, ironically, is what Solux is just saying. Do you like the CryEngine? No, I'm not particularly fond of it, to be honest. I know there was a game that I'm actually looking at getting, which was Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and I know that was done in CryEngine, and it does look very, very nice. But no, I'm not a fan of it. Are you more into the open world type? Open world has to be full of something for me to actually want to play. So it depends. So I'm your favorite death mage. Ah, cool. Stuart Smalley. Careful. Yep. Well, it will give you nightmares, buddy. Yep. Yep. That's the intention. That's just how it goes. Joey, hi. What's happened? What's happening? Well, I'm just talking to all you lovely people that come in here. I'm just fiddling around with this Unity project, waiting to set it up and get it ready for the next tutorial. Mimi, What the hell, Stuart? Well, you know, if you had nightmares about me, it's perfectly fine. When do you expect Deep Within to be released? Not sure. Really not sure. It depends how far I can go. To be honest, I may just put out there what's built already. The thing is, when I shelved it, when I put it on hold, I actually I was about to start doing the combat in it, but I never got around to actually finishing the combat. So as it stands at the moment, there's no combat in Deep Within. So it's just kind of, it feels a bit soulless in a way, which is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. So if I might just release that, what's built at the moment, and just see if people like it. I wouldn't charge for it, I'd just let people play it for free. How is the process of developing the game going? Which game? This game? My super secret project game? That super secret project one's going quite well, actually. And again, if anyone actually saw the little waiting card at the beginning of this live stream, that was just a little unfinished extract from part of that game. Can you model weapons in Blender? Me personally, or in general? The answer to that is yes on both. It's pretty easy to model a weapon in Blender, to be honest. As long as you know how to do it and you play with the vertices, you get it just right. It takes a little bit of time, but yeah, it's pretty simple. Let's have a little look. I think I'm probably going to leave this ready now for the next tutorial. In fact, what I will do is I will just bring a couple more blocks down to cover up any holes that we don't want to see. So you guys aren't exactly talkative tonight. Last week there was a lot going around. You're all a bit quiet today. What's the matter? You still half asleep? If it was possible, would you do YouTube full time? Yeah, I would. I genuinely would. Thing is, if I did YouTube full time, you would have a tutorial literally every day of the week. You'd have live streams more often. You'd have content all the time, because I'd be able to do that kind of stuff. But as it stands, like right now, I'm nowhere near that point of becoming full time. Because it's the support I need more than anything from the fans. You know, the more I get, more support, perfect. Do I know about GIMP? Yes, I do. It's a little bit like Photoshop, isn't it? It's I'm not, to be honest, I've only heard of it. I've never tried using it, so you know, I've got no opinion of it really. Favorite food? Corey Lamb says mine's tacos. Do you know what? Mine's not far off that. I like a bit of Mexican food myself, to be honest. I do like a good Mexican. Do I use free Unity or the premium one? I actually use free. So everything you see in these tutorials, literally everything you see, is free. I don't pay for the premium. I just use the personal edition and record everything in the personal. Random question: do you like Undertale? Says Mimi. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Creeper. Sushi is my favourite. Well, do you know what? I actually quite like Japanese culture. I like it quite a lot. But I'm not a fan of sushi. Not a fan of sushi at all. I like Yakuza games if that counts. I love Yakuza games. When am I going to finish the Minecraft series? Probably not, to be honest. There wasn't enough demand to it. And if I'm perfectly honest, I feel that another tutor on YouTube, Holistic 3D, was doing a better job. So I felt that they, if you want to learn a bit more, head to Holistic 3D's channel. She is pretty decent. She'll teach a good couple of things, especially with Minecraft. Did you know Rust was made with Unity? I'm sure someone told me last live stream that was the case. It's good to see lots of games being made in Unity. It really brings the engine into the limelight, as it were. So yeah, it's always good to see. Right, so I think that level built up like that should do for now. So, before I finish this now, before I end this stream... Oh, what's that? Mattia says, I tried that, but yours was much better. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, because I had seen her videos and I thought she was better than me at that, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'll consider it, Mattia. Let me see how my schedule's going and I'll see what I can do. Leave it with me. Matang 13 just came. What we doing? I'm just messing around in this Super Mario tutorial project, just building up this level. But I am still doing this at the moment, having a quick chat before the stream ends. Kilocraft, did you forget the asset pack for last month? No, Kilocraft. That was the thingy. That was the AI. Are you on a Patreon there? Is it Patreon you mean? Yeah. So I'm just going Matan. I'm just going to hear Matan. Matan, yeah. You've come in and we are 50 something minutes into the live stream. Probably going to end it fairly soon. But yeah, if you got any questions, dude, just ask away. Creeper, how did you get the name Jimmy Vegas? Would it shock you if I actually told you my name is Jimmy Vegas? My parents gave me that name. Or I guess you could say, Jimmy's my name and Vegas is my game. I quite like that, actually. That's a good motto. I came up with that this week, to be honest. Yeah. Have I ever been jobless in my life? Nope. Never. I've had a job since I was 16. And I've moved from job to job, but I've always had a job. Luckily, I'm one of those few people, especially in the UK, has actually managed to stay in a job all their life. You know, in this day and age, it can be quite difficult. But I don't want to get into that. That's too depressing, man. My name is so cool. Well, Vertigo, the reason it's cool is because, well, I've got to be honest, I love Vegas. Vegas is an awesome place. So yeah, it's cool. Hey. Your name is terrible. Thanks, C. Thanks. To be fair, yours is pretty terrible simply because you're the, third letter? So you're not number 1, you're number 3. Nice to meet you, though. How do you do that intro? It says World 1-1. Watch the series. If you head over there, I think it's about episode maybe 13, 14, sometime around there. Yeah, you can see how we do that little intro. Did you ever think you would become so popular making games when you were younger? To be honest, I don't think I'm that popular, really. I just do what I do and that's it, really. Nothing too spectacular. When did I start YouTube? Oh god, when did I start? I think it was about 2014 I started doing tutorials. I think it was October 2014 I started doing a couple. And then a few things in my life changed a little bit and I left it for a couple of weeks and then carried on in about January 2015. I've done that constantly for, well, since January 2015. Hey Jimmy, if I get super famous, I have one favour, don't forget us. I very much doubt I'm going to get super famous. There's not very many super famous YouTubers, is there, to be fair? There's the odd one or two. You've got the likes of Jim Sterling and PewDiePie, but most people don't remember YouTubers. It'd be nice to, but even if I did, I wouldn't forget you, don't worry. Because it's you guys that make me what I am today. Can I recommend where to get free 2D sprites for Unity? Tell you what, Killercraft. Let's go into the asset store right now on this little live stream. It's always nice to have a look around the asset store because new stuff gets added pretty much every day. So, let's have a look. Let's do 2D sprite. Let's see what we get. See, just look at this. There's some quite nice stuff here. Some of it you have to pay for, but some is free. So let's have a look at the free only and see what we come up with. Let's see. Yeah, there's quite a bit here. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, looks pretty nice. So yeah, heads that asset store, Kilo. There's tons of nice stuff on there. Looks pretty good, some of it. If only the Unity store had the Wii store background music. So I haven't played my Wii for a long time, to be fair. It has been quite a while. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this live stream pretty soon. So if anyone has any more questions, I'll spend another couple of minutes with these to see what we've got. What do you think about the way Unity makes you use scripts? What do you mean? Makes you use scripts? What you mean to control things in the game? Is that what you mean? What console do I play on? I do... Well, see, this generation of console, I mostly started with Xbox One. But by the end of last year, I thought, do you know what, I've had enough. And now I've mainly put on my PS4. I just feel it's much more fun. And to be honest, I get sick of the problems on Xbox One. It really bugs me. You know, my disc's in there, and then the game won't start. It annoys me. So I'd say more PS4 now. Really good at making games, and I love your voice. Well, do you know what? I've had this voice for 31 years now, and to be honest, I hate my voice. I don't know how I listen to myself. I don't know how you guys listen to me, but if it works for you, if it works for you guys, that's fine, you know. I guess some people out there do like my voice. Not really a voice actor though, am I? Not voice actor material. So yeah, okay. I'm at the bottom of the... Oh, no. Why Renanda? Alim? Another question. Hey Jimmy, can you tell us another asset store, exclude asset store in the Unity? You mean where to get assets? A good little place that I like to pop in every now and again is tf3dm.com. I'll put the link in the chat in a couple of minutes. But yeah, if you head over there, there's some nice assets there you can pick up. Most are free, but then you've got the adverts surrounding all of them, and some of them are paid for, but some of them assets are really, really nice, the ones you pay for. But yeah, I like to use that website. $9 p.m. Oh yeah, you're in Finland, is it? Yeah. Okay, guys, so I think we'll leave that live stream there. It's been good to talk to you guys again. It's always fun. If you do have any more questions, just feel free to put them in comments. I always try and read as much of the comments as I can, but as I always say, I get a lot of comments because I've got 180 videos now, I think. So it's hard for me to kind of read every single comment, but I do try my best. Honestly, I do. Okay, how long it took you to learn Unity? About 5 years, Johnny. About 5 years. Starting in 2012 and still learning now. So I'll be learning Unity probably for the rest of my life. But yeah, up until now, about 4 or 5 years, all self-taught. Is that it? No more? Go on, someone's got one more question. Go on, ask away. Ask away. Right, let's get myself into there. Save and comic relief. Oh, I'm not a fan of comic relief. Not my thing. Okay, last question from MeFan, is it? Hey, how do you set up buttons for basic controls, WASD, for a mobile device? Just can't seem to get away. There is actually, if you right-click Import Package, and you have, I think it's cross-platform input, you can use controls in there, which Unity has built in. You can do it that way. Do I have any games published? No, afraid not. I did start making a game called Deep Within, but one thing led to another, and that's on hold at the moment. So maybe in the future. How fast my internet speed? Not very fast. Gilcraft, not sure if you're aware of the providers we have here in the UK, but I am on Sky, and they are utter garbage. I've got to be honest. So internet speed isn't fantastic, but meh. Do I know how to use Mixamo for Unity model? I'm afraid not. I'm going to call you Matthew, because it looks like Matthew without the vowels. Afraid not, buddy. Don't know how to do it. Okay, so it's been great talking to you guys again. Next live stream is going to be sometime in April, I think. I'm going to try and do it monthly at the moment, and then maybe fortnightly, then maybe weekly. We'll see how we go. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this live stream.